Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, Star Wars Rebels, Moonbeam City, Ruby, and Adventure Time. I am Dylan Hysen, and today I am joined by Sam Quattro.
Hi.
Today, Sam and I will be concluding our discussion on the Stakes miniseries, discussing parts 7 and 8, Checkmate and The Dark Cloud, which aired tonight on Cartoon Network. Spoilers for the entire Stakes miniseries. If you have not heard our previous discussions on this, then you can check them out at overlyanimated.com, along with the rest of our podcasts. And we will be regularly covering all of Adventure Time. Although we might have seen the last of the show now for the year, I'm not sure. You know, with the way Cartoon Network runs things. Let's spoilers for all of the Stakes miniseries. We're done. We're talking about it all. Sam.
Yeah.
Here's my big. Well, okay. So first, what did you think of the first two episodes? And we'll talk about the series as a whole later. But how do you think they concluded this miniseries?
You said the first two episodes. Do you mean the last two episodes?
We'll talk about the last two episodes. Sure.
Dummy.
Wow.
Anyway. I don't know. I kind of wish that it was longer. I feel like maybe it ended too soon, and like I didn't feel like really all that satisfied with it. I don't know. I feel like that's sort of like the fault with these like 11-minute episodes, is that you can't get as much done as maybe they want to, or maybe feels right to the audience as they can get done. But I'm like, I don't know, it ended. I don't know, it kind of like felt like there was no point to the miniseries though, you know?
Oh yeah, we're definitely talking about that, right?
Yeah, I kind of feel like there was like no point to it, except for, personal growth and stuff, but I feel like there could have been something else done about that personal growth rather than this whole thing. But you have to make that money and produce those eps.
That is okay. That's mean.
That's not me. I'm just saying, people have to have jobs. Stories need to be told.
So you're saying they can't end the show here? They can just get it to a place. I mean, so the show doesn't need to be in any specific place when they're telling the story. Like, this show changes a lot.
Yeah, it does.
You're
right.
So I don't know if that applies to Adventure Time.
Maybe not everything.
You're talking about like when it's like, oh, we can't get the main couple together, right?
We have
three more seasons to produce.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
I mean, I'm not talking about Bubline specifically, but like,
it's like no. I mean,
anyway,
for this, I just wasn't like, it just felt kind of pointless to have this whole like thing about this thing if we're gonna end the same place that we began.
Well, as Rebecca Sugar says, everything stays
shut up!
Right where you left it. And seriously though, like they based an entire miniseries, it seems. I don't know which came first, the idea for this or the song.
The idea or the song.
Seriously, I don't know, because the song is super general, but it ends up that it describes everything that happens in this miniseries. Like the end of this, I don't know why I expected anything different. I had too high expectations for like things that would happen, because literally this song is called Everything Stays. So of course everything's going to stay the same. It's right there in the lyrics of the song. And I kind of find this thematically beautiful. I'm really into like the feel of these last two episodes with regards to the entire miniseries. I'm not sure why everything needs to stay, and I want to discuss that. But since it does, I kind of love it. I don't know.
I guess it's talking about the cyclical nature of the world too.
Sure, and we blatantly get into this in the 7th episode with the Vampire King. He has speeches about this, and it's not subtle that they're going for this theme, but what this theme actually means, I have no idea. Like, why does everything need to stay? That's my big question, Sam.
Yeah, me too. I don't really know.
It's just how it is. That's what we're concluding here? It's just, everything that's just always how the life works. Everything stays.
Everything stays, but it changes very slightly.
Yeah, that is in the lyrics of the song. Okay, let's get into this, and then we'll get more into why everything stays as we go along, because that is the big question of today. Let's talk Checkmate. I found Checkmate to be a very good episode. I think everything in this episode was kind of this is kind of like the plot conclusion to the miniseries, and then the Dark Cloud is the thematic conclusion. That's how I
Yeah,
would describe it.
yeah.
Uh,
I think I just understood why it was called Checkmate, but we'll get into that.
why is it called Checkmate?
No, because I was feeling suspicious. Like, why would the Vampire King like do that?
So
Just
that's
like give up.
what do you think of the decision to make the Vampire King all philosophical and just want to I mean, are we taking what happened at face value? Like the stuff that happens later with the bucket is like incidental, right? What's
Mm,
important are his
I
intentions.
I wasn't like when I watched this. I was like, no, he like put his tail in front of a pet butt on purpose. Like, there's no way that that was an accident.
He's just a kitty.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. But then I was like,
Kitty,
well, maybe.
says Marceline.
Well, maybe it isn't an accident. Well, maybe it isn't like intentional. Maybe it was an accident. But then the episode's called Checkmate, so no, it wasn't an accident. It was intentional. I'm pretty sure.
Why, other than the episode title?
What?
See, I think that because everything stays, that it is not. This is not intentional
I
by
don't
the
know.
Vampire King.
I just don't. I don't really get why he would just like submit that readily.
Because he outlined his reasons in his
Yeah,
speech.
I get that, and I was like, yeah, I buy this. Yeah, but then like,
The Vampire King himself is not the force of evil which he represents. He contains that force of evil, and he decided that he was done acting on this evil, so he took it away from himself. However, even though they got it out of him, the evil is still there, and it still continued the cyclical nature of good and evil in the world.
I don't know.
Everything stays right where you left it.
Yeah. Well.
I I don't know. Like I don't think this question has a clear answer. I think the episode is presenting what I'm saying, like on face value. If you want to look at it deeper and say, okay, maybe the Vampire King was planning this all along, then that's fine. But like at least we should acknowledge that, like the events of the episode, that this is what this would say.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. Like, I mean, maybe it
Well,
does.
nothing matters, Dylan. If
I
you
mean,
go to this grand scheme of things.
I mean, everything stays, so nothing matters, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, like, so the decision, it's kind of this kind of begin the Vampire King presenting him, which we got a taste of earlier in the series when he was like, "I only eat animals right now," and it's like, oh, okay, he's planning something, right?
Yeah.
And it's this like led off kind of this stoic. I don't know how else to describe I don't know. Didn't I write stuff down about the theme? The theme of balance. That like clicked it off.
Wow, is this
Like,
Quora?
this miniseries felt very Avatar-y. Like
Especially at the end.
especially at the end. Well, especially at the end when we have Marceline glowing Aang and Ozai, colored, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that there's so much of a lot of this definitely reminiscent of Avatar. But like the Vampire King it all felt very philosophical. Like that's kind of what I love about these two episodes and the miniseries in general is I don't know why everything stays, but I love the aesthetic of it. Like that's kind of what I'm arguing here. And I think these two episodes try to hammer that really hard, and it begins with the decision to make Vampire King like repentant, and he just wants to break the cycle. And I don't know, it's so much more intriguing than the other vampire fights we've been getting. Like
Yeah.
this to me is just so much more interesting.
Mm.
Other parts of this episode I really love are Pet Butt.
With his autograph
his
book.
fandom of Vampire King. That was great. I absolutely love this.
Do you think that's why like he's all into the evil stuff just to get like autographs and stuff? Like it's like a hobby.
It's like, yeah, dark arts are his hobby, and this is like the ultimate evil, so he needed his autograph. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love that. Yeah, it's so good. And then I don't know, I just love him turning into a cat, and then Marceline being Kitty, and
I just wonder like how did like was he always did this like incredible evil just infect this lion like thousands of years ago? Like
I guess, yeah,
that's so weird.
that is weird. Yeah.
But I like it because I like lions. They're my fave.
What about pink lions?
I like pink lions too, Dylan.
Is this?
I thought we already established that me and Steven are like very similar.
Is this lion?
No, it isn't. Different.
Does this mean Lion in Steven Universe is infected by great evil?
He might be.
But I thought Lion is like Rose, so does that mean Rose is great? We figured it out. Rose is evil. I've been saying this forever. I've been telling you that Rose is evil.
Why did you ever say that?
I've said Rose is like not a good person. Remember, I've been arguing
yeah,
that.
you didn't say evil.
I
Though.
didn't say evil. No, she's not evil. But yeah, okay. Anyway,
Questionable morals.
quite yeah, questionable morals on Rose. Okay, let's keep going here. Yeah, Pet Butts fan journal specifics of the checkmate. Do you think you could ask Vampire King to sign something for me? And Jake's like, that would be weird. You're weird. Jake occasionally has very good lines. I think that was a good Jake line. And then we go to like this outside of before the Vampire King comes scene, and Finn is singing making mega steakas, right?
Yeah, like bacon
Like
pancakes.
making bacon pancakes, yeah.
Mega steakers, making mega steakers.
I guess we need to have the Adventure Time classic song here, and
Yeah. I'm a buff baby. I can dance.
we didn't have that part, yeah.
We should have.
We have this line from Marceline. I dreamed about you. I was always all old and withered, and you were nice and pink. And then Annabelle's like, "You think I'm nice?" And then she's blushing. Blush. One of two big bub line moments in this.
That
episode.
actually, I was reading a headcanon recently. It was like, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I feel like I said it to you, like outside of audio recordings. It was like that maybe Marceline and Bubblegum hadn't gotten together yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think these two episodes give that impression more than any episode we've seen.
Yeah,
so
which I don't know. It's
because they're all timid with each other.
Yeah,
and stuff.
There's something there.
Because in the past, like what we're referring to is Marceline and Bubblegum always seem like exes, right?
Yeah.
And here it's maybe like they've just been gal pals and but not in the romantic sense.
But
and
not live-in gal pals.
But not live-in gal pals. Like, and Marceline rejects the live-in gal pals idea at the end.
Yeah.
So sad. Okay. We'll talk more about Bubline and the next thing. Wait. Another thing was like, well, Marceline's like, what's this feeling I'm having? Maybe it's love. Did you read that as a Bubline thing? But no, it's actually anger.
I kind of did, and I was like, why would you be feeling love, Marceline? I don't get it.
Because Bonnabelle.
Yeah, exactly. Like nothing else is love.
It's like, why would she confuse it with love? Because who else does she feel love to?
Oh no, it's hunger. Burp.
And then later, either Jake or Finn is like, I love you, Bonnabelle, right?
No, it was Jake.
It was Jake, yeah.
Snacks.
And then Marceline says, yeah, me too, Bonnabelle. So basically she's saying she loves Bonnabelle.
Well, loves her getting snacks.
Well, but it's coded.
Oh my god, it's 2015. I hate reading between the lines. I hate it. Why do we need to do this?
Yeah, okay, legitimate question. We'll talk about that once we get to the Bubline part in the next episode. No, you've just given up on correcting me now on Bubline, but that's good. So
yeah, because you're never gonna say it the right way.
Let's talk Vampire King. So let's read off of his. First of all, I'll read a Finn Thornarm check-in here. He's like, Thornarm activate, and he's like, you're gonna help or what? I like that line. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Thornarm works, but
neither do I.
So let's read Vampire King's lines because they're kind of cool, and Vampire King's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm Pet Butt and a super big fan of Vamp King. VK. What do you think of them calling him VK? That's a very Adventure Time thing to do.
VK.
Yeah. He says the old ways, the agents of darkness and darkness and light and a tug of war. In this age, why would I want to be the Vampire King anymore? He says our lives are magnetized in a negative loop, but we can change the outcome this time. One thing about the world, everything repeats because no one lives long enough to see the pattern.
Marceline says that one.
Oh, Marceline says that one. Yeah, but that's like after his prodding, yeah. I'm not, one thing about the world. Yeah, what's the one thing you notice? I'm not afraid of the unknown. Spill my guts or face the unknown. Either way, I will not bite. Stake me, I will not hide.
Then he has like a temper tantrum.
Yeah. It's so cool. That's so cool that what he does, yeah, at the end, and then Marceline's like, fine. That's such an Adventure Timey thing, though, too. One of the villains having like a temper tantrum, yeah.
He's very poetic.
He is. I don't know. I just kind of love all of this. We had this thing with Finn's code and like that back and forth with Marceline.
The mouth fart code.
That was Yeah,
Those
that no, but
bubblegum.
and when Finn is like, no, you can't hurt him.
Oh,
My
the
whatever.
Enchiridion says
Yeah,
so.
yeah, all of that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We talked about this, but I just kind of love this attitude from Vampire King.
Meh.
It's cool. He's so cool, man. Can I have his autograph?
I don't know. Maybe he'll mentally give you one.
I love that too. Yeah. Hey, hey, PB, I can. Hey, Pepbud or Pepmint, I can hear your brains. He says that.
He says something like that.
Look inside our book. The sacred autograph. Thank you, your darkness, says Peppermint Butler.
And then Peppermint Butler goes blind because he didn't have safety goggles on.
Is he actually blind? No.
No,
Right?
he just can't see as well.
Yeah. And then Kitty. And then they're gonna throw the sludge out, and then it explodes.
Oh, there's a picture of Marceline on Bubblegum's mantle, like her fireplace mantle.
Ooh.
Like if you look at like Marceline eating in that scene, it's a picture of Marceline. Anyway.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So yeah, overall, I kind of really liked this episode. Checkmate.
Yeah, it was good. Good job.
Okay, the Dark Cloud. Go over specifics, then we can talk about the episode as a whole. Finn's trying to reassemble Pet Butt, but no, apparently this happens a lot. Marceline is sad and says, fighting vampires in the first place screwed everything up. Trying to fix me made everything 1,000 times worse. Sad.
Yeah. Low self-esteem.
They mentioned the case of the portland egg and like cut away to like a split second, and then it's like no.
A split second pain. It's like no,
yeah,
no backstory.
That was pretty funny. How many Case of the Purloined Egg fanfics will we have now?
I want to read one.
Start writing your own Case of the Purloined Egg bubline fic.
No. No, thank you.
But Marceline is not fighting. She starts singing. What song is this? Is this something we've heard
Not
before?
a song I think we've heard before.
I read it as this is like referencing something else that she must have found Ice King.
Yeah.
Like that. What episode's called again when they're singing? Like that must have just been
remember
another.
you.
I remember you. That must have just been another lyric she found on the ground, or Ice King interprets it as that.
I'm not sure.
Was it reality? I guess is the last line, and then Ice King comes, and one of my favorite scenes ever again. Because Simon and Mercy are the best, and Ice King he says all of his friends are in danger, and he feels left out. Sad. We talked about this in episode 2, but they continue to have these emotional Simon and Marcy moments, yet maintain Ice King being Ice King and not Simon.
Yeah,
and it just adds the sadness to it, and they just keep doing it. It's another time, and it's just somehow it's like poetic. Each scene is poetic in its own way.
Yeah,
this is definitely like one of the strongest elements of the show, and they just keep hammering it, which is good. You and me were survivors, right? Says Ice King.
He calls her a cockroach and a rat.
Yeah, and she's like, no, but
she's like, thanks.
Yeah, but she can't get mad at Simon.
Then.
Yeah, I just really love that scene. I don't know what else to say about it. King of Oo! The one true King of Oo, a.k.a. Koo. He says to Crunchy on his mantle, me, you look after me, close the gates. And, no, you're not, this is Crunchy, right? No, you're not.
This is the banana guards, because one of them calls PB beautiful as she's, like, fighting.
No, you're not beautiful, you're earwax, that's mean.
He is actually earwax, though.
Come on, guys, that's mean. Why is he actually earwax?
He is literally earwax.
When did they establish that he's earwax?
I think it was, what's her face?
Was it his first episode, or was it?
Yeah, Tree Trunks Wedding.
Wait, really? That was his first episode?
Yeah.
He just randomly came. Oh, okay, because that did seem like an introductory episode.
Yeah, Tree Trunks Wedding. I forget what the actual episode's called, but it was Tree Trunks Wedding.
Because like I watched that and I assumed that I just didn't remember his intro. Nope. Okay.
That was the first time he came.
It's an interesting character to introduce. I guess they probably made it just so they could do this plot line.
Meh.
I assume. And then Crunchy kills the King of Oo. Dang, Crunchy. What do you think of the King of Oo dying? Except not really, because we see him later.
I thought that was like, but I watched it and I was like, that's brutal. Like that's some brutal stuff right there, dude.
Yeah, that was.
Like he just melted.
How many times have we seen Crunchy before? Like this seems like a small
Like
character to make this important.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that's it, right? I don't know.
No, his first time it was like that slumber party with a.
Yeah, that's kind of recent though. It's not like he's this long-standing character.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so I don't know.
Princess Crunchy the Unforgiving.
Go fight that thing for me.
Yeah, go fight that thing for me. Yeah,
You do good country voice.
I don't know what the Crunchy voice is supposed to be, but yeah, there, that's it.
It's like, what? What are they selling? It's like that.
Yeah, it's the what are they selling, guys? Yeah. We cut to the Flame Kingdom and Flame Princess and Cinnamon Bun are cuddling. Oh my god.
Oh.
I never read their relationship as romantic, and I still think this probably isn't romantic, but this is the biggest evidence for. Because I think people actually ship this, which is dumb, but
They probably do.
I
People
think
ship everything.
I don't know why you'd ship this, but that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be together, but this just seems like a weird thing to actively ship. But anyway,
Crack.
and then this reinforces Flame Princess's close standing with Bubblegum after the cooler, right? Because she then goes to help.
Yeah.
Yep. And launches a volcano thing at it. Mm-hmm. And then while we cut to the Hot Dog Kingdom, is that who this is? And the Hot Dog Princess.
Yep.
We haven't seen Hot Dog Princess in like seasons.
Yeah,
Why are we
haven't.
going to her now?
Because it's so cute, like that.
They definitely, and they're not helpful at all.
They're not. They're hot dogs. They're little hot dogs.
That's such a weird choice, but I guess it makes sense for the show to have weird choices. Marcy. Okay, then the climax of the episode. Marcy. Well, there's a good question. What is the climax of the episode? Is it Marcy going inside the dark cloud, or is it her singing the song at the end?
I think it's her going inside the cloud.
Yeah, I guess in a traditional sense. Yeah, I agree. So she goes inside. She's blue, and it's like, okay, she's literally Aang right now in the Avatar finale, and then she goes to pink. Why does she go from blue to pink?
I don't know. Love.
Is it?
She is made of. I'm
looking for a better answer here, Sam.
And she's stronger than you. I don't know.
It's not this show.
She's
not fusing,
dude. I can't tell you because it's like her heart is like a thing, and it's like then it turns into like a black hole, and that's sad. I don't know.
Yeah, then her demon heart opens up. Is that what this is?
I like the color pink.
Yeah, but why does she go from blue to pink? I feel like this is important.
I don't know. I can't tell you.
And then the cloud absorbs her demon heart absorbs the cloud, and at the end it bites her, and the cycle
from the
continues
inside.
From the inside. I just gotta say the visuals on this entire sequence are incredible. Just look at the shot of like the thing going inside her and then biting her, and it's just really good.
The thing, the
cloud
going inside her and biting her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back at Marcy's house. That scene, I think, is incredible. Back in Marcy's house, PB says, so once I usurp Crunchy, I'll have my castle back, and there's plenty of room there if you don't want to be alone.
Wink, wink.
Wink,
blush.
wink. Blush. Nope, she needs to ruminate a little bit. I don't know how bad news this all is, says Finn. And then Marcy says, I'm cool being a vampire again. Now I'm a vampire. Let's state our theme portion of the episode. Now I'm a vampire with fresh mortal memories and more empathy or something. More grown up. Bonnie, thank you for helping me grow up. I guess now we get to hang out forever.
Blush.
So, I mean, we literally said the word empathy here, so we're speaking my language. And yep, this miniseries is about Marceline becoming more empathetic in part, right? That's one of the primary things we're doing here.
I guess it wasn't pointless. I kind of regret saying that now.
Well, you said it's pointless, except we have character.
Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, I guess that's the point of a miniseries. It's sort of like enveloped within itself.
Yeah,
it's like it exists as like a, like a loop. And it's like everything stays. Like it exists within itself, but it also has to exist in the greater context of the canon of the show. Because this is canon.
Everything stays except Bonnabelle except Marceline cares more about others now and has grown closer to Bonnabelle. And because she is more empathetic, they can now begin a closer bond.
Sure.
That's my reading on it.
I guess so. I don't know. I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe
I think Marceline's harsh view of the world and her closed offness to everyone has been preventing her from being close with Bubblegum.
is it just bubblegum or everybody?
Everybody, but especially the one person she's closest to.
Her OTP that she is
Hmm.
a part of.
I don't think that phrasing was right, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't. I don't know. It's just maybe plot wise and like in terms of what actually happens, like the vampire stuff. I don't know. Maybe that sort of like felt kind of.
Well, let's talk. I mean, yeah, okay, we'll go back to that and again. Why is everything stays? But let's talk Bubline. Do we
Oh,
think that we are now at a point where Bubline um,
Pauline!
can be explored in
You don't
more?
say Marceline, you say Marceline, you dummy.
That's what everyone said to me about Kenning. But
Yes,
that's
exactly, because you are wrong. You
do
are
we
wrong.
think that we're at a point where we can explore Marceline and Bubblegum's relationship in further depth? Is this what this miniseries is priming us for? In part, of course, upon doing other things.
Honestly, if we do see that, we're probably not going to see it for another season.
Why?
Because we had varmints, and then we just had all this.
Because the show can't focus on one thing for more than an episode. Yeah,
Yes, basically.
I agree with that. You've long been critical of this show for not exploring bubbling within explicitly within the show.
Yes.
And when we talked about this previously, I kind of said that I think that it makes sense that the way the show has presented it is kind of unique in showing a people who had formerly been together relationship. And I think that had its own merit, and it was kind of interesting in itself. It's frustrating that it's not explicitly canon on the screen, but it's been explicit in that they were together in the past. However, now this miniseries represents clear reconciliation between the two, along with varmints, and we are no longer at a point where we're exploring, how two X's function with each other, with the feelings flying all over the place. Two eternal beings who have these incredibly strong feelings. They're now closer, and they're now comfortable with each other. And I think this show, if now the show continues to not show them like explicitly together, because it seems like this is the time when we would do that, after we give Marceline a period of coming to terms with things, which I guess is the rest of this season.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think this is I think their relationship in this miniseries was a really interesting progression of the really interesting dynamic that they've been presented on the show.
I agree. I don't know. It's like it's
I mean,
2015. It's time.
I'm disappointed that we saw nothing. I mean, last podcast I was like, okay, and now at the end of the episode we're gonna get the wedding.
Oh, okay. You need to be more realistic there, buddy.
But I thought we'd get something more than this. I really did. But at the same time, everything stays, and they're still at a similar points. It's because everything stays. So why does everything stay? This is the time to talk about that.
Okay.
Why does everything stay? Everything stays right where you left it. Everything stays, but it still changes ever so slightly, daily and nightly. In little ways, everything stays. Rebecca Sugar presents a convincing case that everything stays.
Sugar, what are you doing?
So here's kind of what I wrote down thematically about this series as a whole, and especially these last two episodes. Mm-hmm. The themes are balance and everything stays, of course. Why does everything stay? Perhaps it's that it's fitting for this show's world. This world is like the ultimate everything stays. Life has persisted past the nuclear apocalypse. And even though life is so much different on that show, in a lot of ways it's still the same as our world is now. Mm-hmm. So I think it fits with a lot of the themes of Adventure Time as a whole.
Everybody is a cockroach.
No. Yeah, well, yeah. The cyclical nature of life and the monotony of immortality, I wrote down.
This is really depressing. I feel very sad.
I think that's a lot of what we're talking about with Marceline here is her immortality. And it's like I don't know, things when you're live forever, life is just life, and it's just not going to be too much different.
Yeah. Death is something else, I guess.
Like, I don't think everything stays gives me a satisfying moral answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the show is the ultimate realist. It's like, yeah, this kind of sucks, but this is just how the world is,
Yeah.
and that's what this miniseries is presenting.
I wonder if like everybody is like depressed.
Well, I think that's
Like
another thing. Oliver Sava's AV Club review of this talked about how Marceline's vampirism represents depression, and we are like, do you think that's more or less true? With because I feel like that's not the main theme of the series. The main theme is everything stays. But if you want to talk about depression within this too, I think it makes sense. I mean, you could argue that Marceline at the end is depressed in some form. I don't know.
yeah, I definitely that's what I got from it.
So
She definitely seems like not too keen on being a vampire again.
what? And it's just like that's how life is.
Yeah,
So like, what meaning do we take from that? That some
everything
form of depression is always going to be there if that's what this is about.
everything sucks.
Yeah, kind of. And I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get a good answer for why everything stays.
Well, it's like questioning the universe.
Yeah, I think
Like
this is just like presenting some weird philosophical viewpoint, and I think they kind of hit it brilliantly. I think the song really sells it. I wasn't super sold on the song at first. A lot of Rebecca Sugar's songs on their own are very minimalist. Like unless you like produce it up like the Jailbreak song, then like they're very. It's just like her ukulele and singing, right?
yeah,
And like at first I don't know, I was a little underwhelmed by the song, but now it's just really affecting me, I guess.
it just makes me really sad.
Daily
Rebecca,
and nightly.
why does Rebecca do this? Why?
I really want to know which came first. Did they say Rebecca Sugar just go write a song, or and
Yeah,
then they?
or
I assume they told her like that this is what it's going to be on because she didn't write this series. That's the
yeah,
thing.
that's.
Maybe she conceptually planned it with them. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think she just wrote the song and voiced.
Yeah. So like, what template did they give her for this? I
Like,
don't.
make a sad song about existence.
Yeah.
She was like, okay.
This miniseries is about existence. I think that is a good summary. So let's talk about this miniseries. Okay, so episode 7 and 8. Episode 8 to me is special in a lot of ways. Marceline singing the song at the end. Oh wait, we didn't talk about where we leave things. Bubblegum's reassembling Pet Butt. The King of Ooh is like still there slugging along. We have the giant lion now in the Steven universe, in the Adventure Time universe.
And the Steven universe.
In the lion. And then we have a shot of Marceline with her mom again from the past.
Ah. Stop it.
My dreams are weird.
Stop it.
Weird. And I love the ending of this. I think Marceline singing it is super affecting. I love the climax of her being in the Dark Cloud, and I love her talk with the Ice King. Overall, this is my second favorite episode of the miniseries, and even though I'm slightly underwhelmed by the miniseries as a whole, I think this episode is kind of special. I think as of now, I'm going to be putting it in my top 25 television episodes of the year. I think it's barely going to make it. Episode 2 is definitely going to make it.
Your lists.
My list, and I'm just very impressed with this. Episode 7, I think, was also very good. I think it's my third favorite episode of this miniseries. So yeah, I really like these two. Your thoughts?
I don't know, dude. It's like I had something. Oh, I kind of wish that this was more of Marceline living life without having to fight vampires. I kind of wish it was like more of that and less of, well, we have this thing now, we gotta do the thing because the people. But
So you don't like that the miniseries was spent fighting vampires?
yeah, I kind of wish it was more of a.
Well, first, what about 7 and 8 specifically? Rank them.
Fine. Gosh, Dylan.
Then we'll talk about the miniseries.
I don't know. I think I I guess I agree with you.
My rankings are 2, 8, 7, 4, 6, 5, 3, 1.
I don't. Ugh. I like 2, and I like 8, and I like 6.
You like two? You would go 2, 8, 6, 7, 4, 5, 3, 1.
Sure.
Okay, that seems right based on what you said last time.
I don't remember.
I'm really high on these 2 episodes, and so let's look at the miniseries overall. If you look at it as a sum of its parts, I think that we have 6 strong episodes and 2 kind of mediocre episodes, and that as a whole is very good. Like I was only super underwhelmed with 3 and 1.
Yeah.
Like we said, we liked 5, and that for me is my third least favorite. So I end up with Stakes in a similar place where I ended up with Over the Garden Wall, which Over the Garden Wall might be the very reason that this miniseries exists. In terms of Cartoon Network greenlighting it because of that series' success. I don't know if that's true or not, but it makes sense. Over the Garden Wall kind of didn't really have a super interesting plot ending. No spoilers, but like it didn't necessarily do what I would have imagined it would have done plot wise at the end, but thematically it just hit home for me so hard. And I just love Over the Garden Wall's last 2 episodes, 2 of my favorite thematic episodes ever. And I'm having similar feelings about Stakes. Plot wise, I'm not satisfied that everything stays, but I'm just getting really wrapped up in the aesthetic and the themes of it all. And it accomplishes similar things to me that Over the Garden Wall does, even though overall I think it's a lesser miniseries.
Well, I didn't watch Over the Garden Wall, so I wouldn't know.
Well, what do you think of? So overall, where are you right now with Stakes?
I don't know. It's very different from what we've seen from Adventure Time, definitely. So I don't know. I feel like it's almost more on par with like what the comics have done, because it's sort of like the same format as like the 6-issue comics that they do with like Marceline and Fiona Cake and stuff. I don't know. I liked it, but it's like it's not reflective of where the series is going at this time, I feel. Because, now we have Bubblegum's back in office, and, like, I don't know, it's just, like, we had so much to do, like, in the beginning of the season, and I kind of wish it would have lasted longer than, like, 5 episodes and then 8-episode miniseries, you know?
From I think that if you're gonna look at this like, okay, where were we before Stakes within Adventure Time? Where are we now plot wise? It's gonna be unsatisfying. I think you have to try to evaluate Stakes as its own little mini thing, like, or at least
I can't.
It's hard. No, I'm just, and I wasn't really able to do that. I think until I saw 7 and 8. For the second I watched them again. Spoiler alert: I watched all you girly, and it took me a little bit to sit on it and have it hit home. So maybe if you just watch them, I'd maybe go back and watch them again. And it took me a little bit to thematically have it all come together for me.
It's just really hard to separate it from the canon of which it exists.
Yeah, sure.
Because we begin with like everything that happened. Like, Bubblegum's living in her cabin. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? It's over. Done.
Yeah. I'm overall satisfied with. I had high expectations. Sam and I literally caught up with the show because Stakes is good.
Yeah.
But in spite of that, I'm satisfied with Stakes.
I
didn't think I would be, but I am.
I feel like I am satisfied. It just doesn't sound like I am. I don't know. I'm just really sad now because I'm depressed because everything stays.
Everything stays.
I'll try to convince Dylan to let me write a blog post.
Everything. You convincing Dutton. Go write a blog post about
Okay,
this.
I will.
But it still changes ever so slightly. Okay, that's enough. I thought you were going to talk over me singing it so I could keep going.
No.
There you go. Let us know what you thought of Stakes. Comment on if you're watching on YouTube. Comment on the YouTube comments.
There are a lot of YouTube.
Thanks, guys, for commenting. Yeah.
I saw the comments. I was like, what?
Subscribe to us for more content on animation. If you're on Tumblr, you can send me an ask at Dylan OVA, or you can send our actual Tumblr, Overly Animated Podcast, and ask and give us a like or subscribe on there. You could comment on the actual Overly Animated website. There's a comment section, and other forms of contact at overlyanimated.com. I'm Dylan Hysen. That's Sam Quattro. This has been our discussion on stakes. We will continue to talk about Adventure Time when it returns, although I doubt that these episodes are kind of substantial enough to cover every single one. I don't know. Depends which one, you know. If it's a BMO episode, it's like, oh, we're gonna podcast on the BMO episode. Well, all we're gonna have to say is it's
10
cute.
minutes.
Yeah, it's cute. That was good.
It's cute.
Yeah. So we'll see. But in general, we'll be covering the show and overlyanimated.com. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/overlyanimated. We really need to get your guys' support to continue doing this. Thanks to our current patrons, Shayna, Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, and Jamie, aka Hey Now, Fever, Mitch, Cordell, University, Beatrix, Exchange, Buzz Like You're a Mailman. Thanks so much for listening to us on our coverage of stakes. Last comment, Sam.
Everything stays.
Right,
and it makes
where
me
you left
upset.
it.
Why doesn't anything change?
In little ways, everything stays.
Even death won't relieve us.
Bye, guys.
Everything. Bye. Bye.